And also the youth, sorry, not to interject, right? But our youth also needs to start investing in themselves. This is probably this piece of flesh in between your head, like inside your skull in your head, is probably the most valuable.
Yo, what up, YouTube?
Yes.
Guess who's back?
Hey yo, it's your boy Haitian the Crib.
And your boy Zoo.
Mar, emphasis on the Mar.
Nigga.
Stop playing with me, bro.
Stop playing with it.
I bet. Guys, so we're gonna be a little bit formal on this part, right?
Yeah.
Because this is the UNPOP and re-section.
Yeah,
Exactly. So this we are looking at. So obviously we are based in South Africa, right? And there's obviously been a lot of conversation around the amount of foreigners in South Africa from other African countries. So we this is specifically highlighting African migrants in South Africa, right? Yeah. And then predominantly, obviously, there is like major populations that come from specific countries, being Nigeria, Zim, Congo, and probably
I think
Tanzania and
Malawi as well.
Right, in terms of the so this is a section. It's on Sky News. It says migrants from Zimbabwe jump border into South Africa with ease. So this is showing a problem that obviously has been brought up a lot of times in terms of borders in South Africa and how people come into the country. Obviously illegal foreigners, to put it in lame terms, right? And then again, I've seen a lot of content on YouTube, which is I'd rather not say it's sort of like confrontational in terms of it's like this country faces this country, but obviously both sides have their reasons as to why South Africans probably don't want people from a specific country because they'll give you the reasons, and then obviously people from that country come to South Africa for
they'll give you a reason why come here for.
Exactly. So this is then about Zim, the border. I think it's Bedbridge, right? Yeah, coming into, so people obviously migrating from other African countries would go through Zim as well and then jump into South Africa. So we're gonna just see what's happening here.
A meager wire fence. Its first defense of sovereignty as its citizens rage against illegal immigration. So this is the border fence, and this is no man's land, dividing South Africa from Zimbabwe. And people are clearly moving between the two very easily.
Damn,
you see that nigga?
That ain't no border.
That ain't no border. How can you that's why in a way, but the border is literally actually just on a map, bro. But visually, bro, I've never seen any like border like this. Maybe like a small fence at the end of the day, but you don't actually see something that tell you this is
this is quite interesting, because then you start asking yourself a question: is it like that due to lack of infrastructure being there, or is that how it's supposed to be? I mean,
so now the question would be on that fence, bro. You see there's a fence, bro.
But it's been broken down.
Yeah, so if you were born on the other side of the fence, bro, like 1 meter away,
you're not
on
whichever side you are, that's where you are. That's where you are. That's who you are. Okay, cool.
Crazy.
There you go.
Are you coming from Zim? When did you come? So it's
now.
very casual.
Whoa! Damn!
She's asking, where did you come? It's like, no!
I ain't that now.
You've seen me arriving.
Damn.
What the heck, bro?
People just seem to be coming and going as they please. The Limpopo River runs dry up to 8 months of the year. An easy crossing for people and goods, moving in and out of Zimbabwe, unhampered by border patrols.
I'm crossing illegal because there's no border here.
What? Whoa! No, that is just not right. And then he laughs. What?
Bro, please pay attention to the way this nigga laugh.
Wait, I'm gonna have to run that up. No chance, no, chat, this is not the one. No, guys. No, you can't expect people to be happy. Let's see.
This is my funniest.
I'm crossing illegal because there's no border here. I'm not afraid to say this. I'm not afraid to say this. I'm crossing illegal here because there's no immigration or whoever. We can't stop someone suffering. They have to find any means.
Yeah.
Guys, okay.
But you also got a point. You can't stop somebody from suffering.
Can you just chat? So I feel two-sided about this, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, like, is to explain, you cannot be saying, guys, I'm crossing illegally because it's too easy, and then you laugh.
Yeah.
That is just not right. You're crossing illegally into another country, right?
Because there's legal way by you can go and
yes.
get something.
Because with Zim in South Africa, I mean, you can. I'm not quite sure of the visa, but I mean, you can come in and get the goods, because there are obviously people that come in and get what they need and go back. So buying goods in South Africa and going back, because obviously we're not going to go into the driving factors, which is probably like something we can divulge to in maybe on another UNPOP and section, right? Drop, where it's based on economies and all of that. But then this is just outrageous. You can't. But obviously, again, there's poverty. There is people who want to survive, and as a human being, it's natural. If I find myself in a dire situation, I'll go to where I can.
Where I can survive, bro. It only makes sense.
But that's just aggressive.
Yeah.
The border are shelters housing those that made it across. This one, for women and children, is full of stories of desperation and despair.
To just do something, I will go. But if I don't have anything, I'll stay.
How are you feeling right now?
We're African, bro. We suffer. God damn.
My life is too tough. It's very difficult.
For some, the crossing isn't so easy. Entrapped by smugglers promising a better life. This 14-year-old girl was trafficked here with her sisters 2 years ago and hasn't seen them since.
See, that's a problem.
I've gone through a lot, like they will pass through people, robbing people. Some of them were taken away and some of them were raped. Then I ended up living here in this shelter.
On the floor.
Men too are battered and bruised as they pass through shelters, on their way to South Africa's big cities looking for work. For many, Johannesburg is the goal. The city.
Yeah, guys, moral of the story there, hey, life is tough, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's going through some, because I mean, also again, it goes back to, in Africa, do we have politicians or do we have leaders, right? Do we have people that are putting their heads together to actually build an Africa that's worth the youth? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like we have so much wealth, but we just never manage to like generate it to its full potential. And all we need to do, right, is all to just manage to work together, right? Because maybe what I cannot get in South Africa, but I can easily get it in Zim or something like that. But this border thing has made things so difficult. So, but it's much better for everybody. But I go on my face sometimes. But if you go to the border, bro, and you need papers, bro, they don't make it so hard, bro. They will give it to you. So all they just want you to do is just go
do it the legal
way, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have to like cross just because there's nobody there. I don't think that's actually right. But yeah, you can't stop somebody who's suffering.
You see,
bro.
my thing is right. Like the idea of Africa without borders, and obviously not making this too long, but just to give like context, right? Because what we are seeing here, these are the effects, or these are the results of certain driving factors that are behind why Africa is the way that it is, right?
Yeah.
The fact that there's tension, or there is, there's some sort of resentment from South Africans towards people, you know what I mean? Not resentment, but wanting people to do things the right way, which is 100% correct.
Yeah, which
you
is
know
100%
what I'm
correct.
saying? Yes, there's certain factors we can agree about, certain that we won't, but that's not the tea right now. So we need African leaders to fix the countries. We need, because when all countries are correct,
Everybody
migration is normal, bro.
Migration will be normal, and nobody will actually want to actually travel out of the country, bro.
So like, listen.
Sea of gold known for its mining. Now a trap of poverty and persecution. This is rare access into one of Johannesburg's hijacked buildings. This used to be a hospital, and now it's home to hundreds of people who can't afford to live anywhere else. It is decrepit, it's falling apart, there's rubbish everywhere. This is not a livable situation.
How do you live
So do
like
you drink
that?
from this water?
People drink from this.
Whoa,
How do you live
that's a
like
bit heavy, bruv.
Bro, that's heavy.
That's heavy, bruv. I mean, I lived in Joburg for like 10 years. Like my early childhood memories go back to Joburg.
Nah,
Yeah.
I've been to Joburg just
Joburg
for
is
holidays.
too it's too busy for me. Like I
Yeah,
was
it's too busy for me.
Yeah.
as well, bro.
the last time I was there was probably like a year and a half ago. I went to Florida.
Yeah, it's been quite some time since.
Yeah, but I mean Joburg, yeah, it's just not for me anymore. So Cape Town, yeah.
Cape Town is a shit, man.
Guys, Cape Town is the one.
People use this water for everything.
Yeah, and
There's
the
life
kids there,
in
bro.
these corridors.
Yeah, bro.
Children
But
spilling
for
out
them,
of
I'm
the
sure
small
it's still
rooms.
normal, bro, because that's how they go.
But other corridors, burnt and blackened, speak to the death that's come from this destitution.
Cricket fire in there. Some of the community tried to somehow rescue or switch the fire, put the fire off, buckets and everything. As you saw, our water supply is very slow, so we couldn't make it in time. So there's a kid that died holding the.
Aibo Sabelo umchita walapa moso Sabelo. Aibo Sabelo is a South African guy. What do you mean? And you can hear his accent is quite
His
interesting.
accent is, yeah.
Aibo
I was
umchita.
even gonna ask, is this
I
my
bet-
bro?
I bet-
That
okay.
accent, bro, is a bit suspicious, bro.
This butler like this.
But for some foreigners who make it here, there's little other choice. So you'd rather be in this hijacked building than be back home in Zimbabwe?
For the meantime, if I compare there's nothing that I'll be doing.
This is the place for those who have nowhere else to go.
Human rights attorney Nomzamo Zondo has represented the residents of 120 unlawfully occupied buildings. She
Yeah,
says undocumented
120.
immigrants are being blamed for conditions here in the inner city after walking through open borders.
The call, I think, has to be one that says, once you are here, how do we make sure that you are regularized here, that you know who you are?
So with this type of, I get this lady's perspective, but I'd like to play the devil's advocate and say her representing people is promoting them to jump the border illegally. Because yes, she says right that she wants to make sure that when you cross over, when you are in the country, how can they get you?
No, but what you must understand is like the people will always jump this border illegally, bro. You understand?
No.
So
no,
the thing is like,
Okay.
I'm trying to get my point. The thing is that when you now get in the country, right? So you need to be in a place whereby you control and they know at least where you are and you have a fixed address. Instead of you just jump in the country and just start sleeping outside, bro. It doesn't make any sense. Bro.
So when we
rather
say
you go to a place where it's regularized, you wait there, you get your papers, and then you become a legal person and then will live your legal way. Instead of just deciding to be illegal in a country and just stay illegal, bro, and not putting any effort, bro. So I'm sure that's why you have this type of lady to do those.
Because I mean, okay, my chat is this, right? I mean, bro, think about it. Like when you get into a country, right?
Yeah.
You go and claim like, guys, I'm here. So it's either you're seeking asylum or you're seeking something so that you get processed,
Yeah.
and then they give you the interview, whatever be the case, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But when you now cross in illegally, already you are not. That means you are not proclaiming at the border that you are here for this reason or that.
Those
reason,
are the
right?
guys. Those are the guys that jump
That she's
illegally.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is the people that she's
Actually,
representing. Yeah, that's
she's
what I'm saying.
representing.
So playing the devil's advocate, I would then say her doing that is promoting them to end the dead way instead of going to the border and say like, I'm either fleeing prosecution or I'm a working immigrant. And obviously, if you want to work immigrant, then you need to have skills, which is the legal way.
But-
Those are the structures that be. That's how you can enter the country. because anything other than that then stipulates that you're entering the country illegally.
Yeah, but I definitely don't see it that way, bro. Because there's definitely, remember, there's borders. You may come from Zim, but you're not literally from Zim. You might probably
but that I'm saying. But there's trail. There's trails.
Yeah, there's trails, bro. And as somebody who is going through a different border, you can get to that border. You didn't go through the other side of the border, but you came from Zim. You passed through there. And you find yourself in the country, because majority of the people that come here don't even know how to speak English.
Yeah.
They just hold you, my nigga, let's go. And you follow that guy with all your life until you end up being legal and you start living your life. So for a lot of foreigners, that's actually what happened. So I don't think it's actually promoting, it's more like controlling. It's more like control.
Yeah, but how many people they end up being processed and actually become legal in the country?
That's how you get processed. It's much better like this, instead of you staying in the street and being illegal.
I beg to differ, but okay. But she's doing good
And
work.
you contribute to this economy. And therefore, we actually need to have a conversation around what we do to fix the country, as opposed to thinking that just simply pushing out, hating, hurting our African brothers will help us.
There's a growing call for the mass deportation of illegal immigrants. A rallying cry here in Soweto.
Hey guys, so you might be seeing Operation Dudula there.
So I kick them foreigners out.
Mabahambe, yo, I couldn't see my chance. I could tough chance, could tough. But
Guys, go be legal.
Let go, just go be legal, bro. Because hey,
otherwise, bro, hey.
Once a fringe xenophobic witch hunt, Operation Dudula has become an organized movement with increasing support.
Many people they don't work, and the leaders are working, and lot of which is not fair to the South Africans.
So when the modern South African state was made in 1994, Mandela was felt strongly about having open borders, about welcoming Africans from across the
aggressive. Yo, the chant is Mabahambe. Yeah. But
and they're so serious, eh?
Dude.
Mandela was felt strongly about having open borders, about welcoming Africans from across the continent. What do you think about that?
I think that is the highest level of sellout.
Whoa. Says Mandela is quite vocal about having the open border policy.
I think that's a sellout. Ah, shit. Crazy. This nigga's aggressive with it, but damn, bro. Calm down.
I think that is the highest level of sellout.
Damn. And the nigga at the back.
Look at the reporter's face. It's like, okay.
And the nigga at the back is like, yeah, nigga. Yeah.
No chance.
I think that is the highest level of sellout.
Yeah.
And when South Africans were in exile, they were in camps, and they were restricted to go to other parts of those countries. So why do you allow?
Okay, hold up. Let me correct that. That's big cap. That's big cap. I think it's maybe confusing that people that went to camps to go train, military training or some sort of. When you go now, even in Tanzania, there are tribes that speak Zulu, that have Zulu traditions. You know, and
where did this thing get people?
No, but you know, guys, ne? It's a very intricate topic, and I obviously don't want to go deep into it. But then in Africa, especially, I don't know. I lived my whole life in South Africa, right? So like education and everything, I did it. So the history that we are taught in schools isn't real history. Remember, not even in South Africa, even in the States and wherever, African history that is being taught is not real history, because it's history being taught from a conqueror perspective. Of course, you cannot acknowledge someone that you just colonized or whatever, acknowledge their greatness or whatever be the case, or certain things, right? So there's a lot of misinformation amongst us Africans in general, in terms of us together as a unit, how we interacted in the past, which you then translate to how we want to interact in the present, going into the future in terms of our youth, right? And I'm not saying that I know everything, and there's just a lot. Like even for me, like I think I'm quite knowledgeable, and obviously as we go with this, they're going to see, you know what I mean, how we interact. But then I think there's a lot of misinformation
that has been spread out.
Yeah. And also
and
politics.
A lot of things need to be understood, right? And there's so much politics, right?
But also
involved in almost everything.
But also, don't you think, right? I want you to tell me what you think, right? Don't you think there's a lot of factors affecting this thing? Yes, there's history, but there's also economical factors. There is political factors. There is dynamics of foreigners living in the hood.
But you know, for me, I feel like it's more of a human factor. By saying human factor, it's like we probably the person in charge at that point in time. I'm not saying whoever is in charge, but I'm just saying sometimes the person in charge at that point in time. We actually never managed to think about how can we work with one another, or how can we improve our country. We think more about how can I improve myself first, then other things become a little necessity. But good example of good leader. Look at
Ibrahim
Traore, bro.
Yeah, Traore.
This is a guy.
But you see,
that's what I say. It's more of a personal for Africa.
It's not personal. You need to have leaders. You need to have leaders.
Of course, but it's a human problem. We just don't have the right human and the right people most of the time. No, but how can you say we good?
It's by choice. Tell me what. Tell me for my thing is everything in life is choice. You are conscious of whatever you're doing, right? Yeah. So now Ibrahim Traore. So you look at it. So it's Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger.
Yeah.
Right. Those are the three countries that I wouldn't call that coup d'etats. Those are not coups. Those are revolutions. Right.
Yeah.
Shaping what Africa. They literally just produced their own gold bars recently. This information is on Google, is on YouTube. Go there, guys. Learn about African history, real African history. It's there. There's a lot about Egypt. There's a lot about Morocco. There's a lot about Mali. You have Mansa Musa. You hear of the great guys. Go educate yourself. What you are taught in school, that isn't history.
So we go again, but it's all about the human problem.
Yes. There's no except
because they're doing
so
right.
My point
they
is
got the right leader.
My point is again, it's decisions. There's nothing that makes Ibrahim Traore and the other two guys exceptions other than they're like, guys, we need to get our country right. We can't be living and playing around circles.
Exactly.
We take the French out. We're mining our own uranium. We build our own roads. Things that it's taking other presidents maybe 20 years to promise and never do. Ibrahim Traore has been in there less, I think, than 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
They produce their own gold bar. They're producing their own currency. They kick the French out. They're cutting the mining contracts. Bro, they're doing so much. The production.
Yeah, they're giving the investing to farm.
Dude, they changed the schooling attire. Dude, it almost brings me back to you know who? Patrice Lumumba.
Oh yeah, a bit in a way. That's what I'm saying. But to me, I just came to realize, Africa, we just need leaders like that.
Exactly. So guys, tap in some PF Lumumba. Is a prominent figure in African history, right? African history and politics and so forth. We consume quite a number of him.
Yeah.
Right.
PF Lumumba, you need to tap in.
Yeah, guys. So please tap in, self-educate. Yeah, and let's continue.
Foreigners to go all over in South Africa and run business and make girlfriends and I mean South Africans, they can't even have their own girlfriends.
I can't take this guy serious. I can't take this guy serious. After this, first of all, he's capping. And then now
you understand it.
South Africans can have their own girl.
Now you check. What? This nigga is smashing everything.
Boys don't scatter for road. Oh God. Boys, nah, guys. Please stop taking people's girlfriends.
Oh my God, bro. It's like, first of all, South Africa can't even have their own girlfriend.
There's too many foreigners. They're all over making businesses. Oh God. Yeah.
Collecting the girlfriend.
But actually, to maybe businesses in terms of spaza shops but real businesses are owned by Europeans and Asians. That's where 90% of the economy lies, guys. Not with the black foreigners that are here.
And you can check it on Google as well.
Yeah, South Africa had the highest GDP for 2024 in all African countries.
They beat Nigeria finally.
Dude, they beat everyone. I think it was them.
Well,
I
not
think maybe
finally again,
Egypt.
but like usually.
Nigeria is probably like third or fourth, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's there, guys. Go again and Google this. Fact check what we say. But yeah, the guy, I think, hey, bro, this is a topic where that's for the ladies to decide, bro. Women are gonna date who they want to date. You can't be complaining about that on news and using that as a point of reference now.
All over in South Africa and run business and make girlfriends and I mean,
Of course,
South
Chief.
Africans, they can't even have their own girlfriends. Because foreigners have taken over the girlfriend's space.
The girlfriend space.
I'm sorry, I can't take this guy serious. They've taken over the girlfriend's place. Oh God, boys, yo, guys,
Oh,
foreign
God,
guys.
God.
Okay, this is to the foreign guys. Guys,
Oh.
behave.
Behave.
Please don't take South African girls. That's what the guy
Please don't
said.
get the space, but this is
Ah.
crazy. The girlfriend space, but
Girlfriends, because foreigners have taken over the girlfriend's space.
From the girlfriend space to the employment space. Pressure.
Wow, then the report is whiling from the girlfriend space to the employment space. Boss, nigga. I'm sorry I had to bring this in here.
nah,
but
that was a bar, bruh.
that almost feels like she was trolling the guy.
Bruh, from girlfriend space to working space. Oh my god.
Is on the authorities to arrest and deport undocumented people, even on a Thursday morning on their way to work. So
sorry. It's the right time to get deported on a Thursday morning.
Hey, yo,
on your
officer, it's Thursday.
And I'm going to work.
Please come and deport me tomorrow.
Maybe Monday, bro. But let's do Monday deportings. You know?
Nah, this reporter killed it, man.
Who is she? We're gonna have to give her a shout out.
We need to give her a shout out. Shout out to the reporter.
even on a Thursday morning on their way to work. So what happened here? He doesn't.
That's genius, bro. Even on a Thursday morning, there's a pause on the way to
On the
work.
way to work.
Aggressive.
She killed
Any
it.
document. We ask him to give us proof of identification. He doesn't have. We ask him if he has an ID. He doesn't have any ID. He has never had one.
So this
He
is
was
the one that
born in
was
Zimbabwe.
jumping the border, that border they
Illegal.
How are you
Yeah.
feeling inside this truck?
I don't feel anything.
How do you feel inside
Inside the truck?
He's like,
I don't feel anything. You can see this nigga used to it, man. He's used to it, man.
Because you know what? It's almost like the Mexico and
America
you
border,
deport
bro.
them today, tomorrow
They come
back.
Tomorrow, bro.
Oh
Feeling
god.
inside this truck.
I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. I'm not afraid.
It's
He's
not
not afraid.
yeah. Of anything. I don't feel anything. He said it twice. Emphasis that he's not feeling anything.
It's not afraiding.
Oh,
Afraiding.
nah, dude, come
Bro,
on.
I heard this shit.
I don't feel anything. I'm not afraid.
Yes, now.
It's too late.
Yes,
You don't
now.
want someone to enter the country illegally.
He's
You
used
want
to
the
it.
system to function in a way that this doesn't happen in the first place. But I think it is important to send a message out there that we do take this problem seriously, and we are motivated.
And they do
by
take
the
it
rule of law.
seriously.
Dude, like the other thing is when you're in a country illegally, right? You make it hard for yourself, bro. Like,
Yeah, bro, you make it so hard for yourself. You can't get a bank account. You
Dog,
can't
there's
go
so
to
many
the
things,
hospital,
bro.
You can't do so many
so
shit.
obviously it's not easy, and we don't want to come here and speak. Obviously, guys, this again, we're gonna put it this a disclaimer. This is our opinions
Yeah.
of the situation and our thoughts. So
Don't come
and then all of a sudden now y'all's
Start a
wilding.
movement. Nah,
Oh,
nigga, we ain't
nah.
gonna start a movement, bro.
We are human beings. Everyone is
Yeah.
entitled to an opinion. We have some sort of knowledge on what we're speaking. So at the end of the day, this, like again, we said it's a complex it's a complex situation with so many factors need to be taken into account. So we don't want to sit here and be like we are disregarding, and also disregarding how other people come into South Africa. Sometimes it's hard, maybe they can't enter in legally, but obviously, again, we will promote the right thing.
Enter legally, bro.
That's what we say.
South Africa's flawed system has become a trap for foreigners striving for a better life, walking in and being deported out. Yusra Barred, Sky News, South Africa.
Oh, shout out.
But
shout
also
out to
this
the
is
presenter, but she killed it.
Nah, she was wild. Who is she? Let me just see. What's her name? Do they give the reporter's name? Oh, but they probably said at the start, right? Yeah, but shout out to the reporter.
Is it Yosa?
Yosa, let's just speak to those. Okay, yeah, that's her name over there. Yeah, I
Shout
know
out
she.
to Yosa,
And the commentary was just wild. I liked it. But yeah, guys, this is a very big problem in Africa, and I think it's not only in Africa, everywhere. Italy has the same problem. People going there into the tomato farms, right? UK is having the same problem. Sweden, everyone has problems about immigration, so it's always gonna be the migration. But now I think so. Now we speak in the context in terms of Africa. We need leaders to do better. We as African people also need to educate ourselves, free education in terms of who we are, what our history is, you know?
And a whole bunch of things. And also, I feel like the thing that need to be taken into account is like on the two sides is like one side need to understand that some people are just running from I don't say suffering and all of this thing.
Poverty, bro.
Poverty and everything. And the other side need to understand that you need to do it legally. It's not like you can't pop by and come through, bro. But all they just want you to do is
the legal way.
pop by the legal way, and that's it, bro. But I guess in this news we all get to see both sides of the coin, but we all get to see what's popping in Africa, and I feel like our leaders need to do a little bit much better to.
There's a trend.
We need to start investing into our youth, bro, and a lot of things that we don't understand.
And also the youth. Sorry, not to interject, right? But our youth also needs to start investing in themselves. This is probably this piece of flesh in between your head, like inside your skull in your head, is probably the most valuable
thing on our planet
for you. So let's empower that. But yeah, this was dope.
Yeah, this was dope. So
one of our first
comments.
Like, subscribe. And also please suggest, so we're going to be touching on things that we see that are relevant to us.
Yeah.
And something to comment on. So this was dope. Yeah, like, comment and subscribe. Share. We out?
We out.
Okay. Peace. Nah, today we did some work, my boy. Can we do one more?
Yo, what up, you?
Yes, guess who's back? Hey, yo, it's your boy Haitian the Crib.
And your boy Zoo.
Mar. Emphasis on the Mar. Stop playing with me, bro. I bet.